Hello, my name is Lucas Choi, and I'm from Archbishop Midi, and I work with Professor Greer from the UC Merced on the paper evaluating vision language models for zero-shot detection and classification and association of motorcycles, passengers, and helmets. So, motorcycle accidents are frequent causes of injury and death worldwide, especially for occupants not wearing helmets. In India in 2022, two-wheeler deaths accounted for 44% of total road fatalities, with 74,897, the highest out of all modes of transport. Helmets are 35% effective in reducing the risk of serious head injuries. Additionally, 4 people die every hour in India because they don't wear a helmet, causing 44,666 deaths in 2019. Despite regulations mandating helmet use, compliance is inconsistent, leading to preventable injuries. This can be addressed through automatic detection of motorcyclists without helmets, a critical task in enforcing traffic safety measures. There is also benefit with IoT-style communication between infrastructure and egocentric perception devices. Such systems could detect the presence of motorcyclists and passengers and alert the surrounding vehicles that may be otherwise unaware. We extend the given dataset by employing a pre-trained vision language foundation model for this detection task, specifically the OWL-V2. The use of zero-shot learning may provide a means to identify unrepresented classes in real-world test data, even without specific training. Furthermore, we present a strategy for cascading models to modularly isolate and improve task performance. So for our problem statement, the question we explore in this research is to what degree such foundation model approaches, namely OWL-V2, are ready for use with real-world data in the motorcycle safety road scene perception domain, and where their strengths and weaknesses may lie. So, foundation models have recently led to effective zero-shot techniques for a variety of tasks, where they can provide strong performance on unseen data sets. One such model is OWL-VIT. OWL stands for Open World Localization and is able to function in an open world, which is non-rigidly specified set of expected classes. The VIT is Vision Transformer, an architecture that applies the attention mechanism to images instead of the prior standard of convolution. And the OWL family of models uses contrastive learning between batches of image patch encodings and text embeddings. The image patch encodings produce proposed classes and proposed bounding boxes, treating detection as a bipartite matching problem between these decoded image classes and bounding boxes, as introduced in the detection transformer technique. Together, these methods were shown to be effective in zero-shot object detection, which is identifying a bounding box around desired classes of interest within an image. This method was refined and scaled up using self-learning, self-training, resulting in OWL-V2, whereby pseudo-box annotations are provided from an existing detector. And it is the further trained model that we use in this method shared in this research. The diagram is an example of how the model processes both images and text with the text and vision encoder. Through the middle layer, which is MLP, it performs the bipartite matching to determine a bounding box label and score. And the data set we used was provided by the CVPR AI City Challenge, which contains 100 videos taken by infrastructure-mounted cameras in India. Each video is 20 seconds long, sampled at 10 Hz and has a resolution of 920 by 1080. Example images from the dataset are shown in the pictures below, demonstrating different conditions of low visibility. From left to right, it is night, foggy, and crowded. The ground truth data is comprised of class frequencies as shown in Table 1, demonstrating that it is highly skewed towards the drivers. The ground truth has 26,349 helmet wearers and 11,462 non-helmet wearers, meaning 69.7% of all passengers are helmeted. So, moreover, the goal task we evaluate in this paper is the detection and classification of the following objects in every frame of the large video dataset, as shown here. The classes consist of motorcycles, drivers, passengers, second passenger, and child passenger, and which are either helmeted or not helmeted. And the dataset has no instances of classes 6 and 8. And this is a challenge in accurately detecting the seat position and helmet status using traditional machine learning approaches due to the lack of data for training. And I will now outline our cascading detection algorithm using LV2 and discuss our approach for the seating position classification task for a driver, passenger, second passenger, or child. So we first note that there are abstract classes that relate the target classes to one another. For example, with motorcycle and person, where a person can be further classified on its attributes of helmet wearing and seating position, as shown in the diagram. As there is no rider without a motorcycle, we only detect person in association with a particular motorcycle instance. When performing detections, we first provide a scene image resized by 960 to 960 by 960 and values normalized to 0 to 1 relative to the size of each individual image in the batch as input to LV2 along with the text prompt. Sorry,
the mouse pointer.
it's like it disappeared. I found it. Okay, the clip tokenizer encodes the text to be wrapped by the processor with the normalized image. As shown in the diagram, we cropped the bounding box at each detection level and performed a detection of the next object. We performed the cascaded detection process for the hyperparameter sweep of the threshold on the LV2 to examine the sensitivity of precision and recall to thresholds. The threshold for LV2 is a confidence threshold, which is the minimum confidence score that a predicted bounding box must have to be considered a valid detection. The confidence score is calculated as logits on a per detection basis. And we calculated the precision and recall at each confidence threshold. To evaluate the ability of LV2 to classify a passenger's helmet status, we detected, regardless of error in upstream person detection, we detected helmets within the ground truth bounding boxes of passengers to classify the passenger's helmet status. For seat classification, we first attempted to determine a passenger seat with LV2, but it was mislabeling or missing detections. We hypothesized that the prompt inputs were not the determining factor of LV2's failure. This shows possible shortcomings of model training for this task, namely classifying people based on their relative location to the other riders and motorcycles. Therefore, we use a variant AlexNet with an output layer of 4 for the C classification tab. So we implemented an approximate inverse class frequency of 1, 10, 800, and 3000 for the driver passenger 1, passenger 2, and child passenger, respectively, to overcome the severe class imbalance in the dataset as shown in the table earlier. And for experimental results, the evaluation metric used to determine whether a detection is a true positive is with the intersection over union is greater than 0.5. And for motorcycle detection, the average precision is 0.4122, calculated by the area under the curve of the precision recall curve. And the person detection has an average precision of 0.3561 with the precision recall curve on the right. And further on, the helmet status classification received an average precision of 0.5324, and the C classification achieved an accuracy of 95.17% on the validation set. The classification results on the test set is displayed in the confusion matrix. And the severe class imbalance leaves the child passenger class unsuccessfully classified, though this has little impact on the accuracy metric. So in conclusion, zero-shot learning demonstrates potential as it can overcome limitations of biased training data sets. As noted, the provided data set lacks instances of child passengers with helmets and second passengers with helmets, making training traditional supervised learning models difficult. Zero-shot learning leverages pre-training on diverse data, classifying unseen instances more accurately. With further fine-tuning and training, zero-shot learning has a strong potential for accurately handling real-world data. And several sources of error are demonstrated as the ground truth bounding boxes do not always encompass the whole person. Many boxes were taken from the lower half of their body as they entered the frame of the video. Additionally, overlapping bounding boxes with passengers and drivers, where drivers have helmets on but the passengers don't, often confuses the LV2, claiming that it had detected the helmet for both classes. And furthermore, real-world noise-filled scenarios may have caused challenges, as data collected during the night reduced visibility, as the headlights of motorcycles and cars created a blurry effect. The regular conditions of fog or heavy air pollution compounded these factors, as shown in the earlier figures of the samples. All of these various aspects made image detection and classification challenging and sometimes near impossible. And for our future research, we will focus on enhancing the accuracy, robustness, and consistency of zero-shot learning models in our detections. Pre-training the LV2 on further diverse datasets will allow it to handle uncertain detections and raise the confidence score. Furthermore, pre-processing will mitigate some of the issues with noisy data. Moreover, a possible improvement is the further integration of AlexNet and LV2 for seat classification. A hybrid approach using these two models will involve ensemble methods to balance their strengths for a more accurate result. And finally, the LV2 model occasionally fails to get the bounding box over the whole person. A primary focus will be improving the model's ability to localize and classify critical areas. And despite limitations, this research shows the potential of foundation models and language-based prompting towards the zero-shot handling of important safety challenges. Thank you. any questions? Yeah.
Why did you choose AlexNet?
Because of like its suitability for like classifying and just like the overall accuracy compared to the other like other classification models we tried.
Okay. So you have tried other models better?
Yeah, like traditional CNN and yeah, like vision transformers.
Okay.
Thank you.